Please welcome Dr. Phua and Raymond.
Hello, hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Mulyadi. Shall we start?
Yes, the stage is yours, Dr. Phua and Raymond. Go ahead.
Let me share my screen. Once again, hi, everyone. Thank you to Mr. Mulyadi, ICUBE, and also Meet Magento Indonesia team having us in this session today. So before I start, just let me do a quick introduction about myself. I'm Raymond, leading the Sen Heng's new retail technology. And then together with me, I got Dr. Phua, he's the head of web technology. So let us quickly look into the agenda of our sharing today. Yep, so I will be sharing Sen Hengs Story, followed by the summary of our transformation journey, and then elaborate more about our recent transformation, the seamless business model. Later that Phua sharings will be more technical. He will be sharing how we tap our transformation journey into microservice architecture technology. So let us begin with the Sen Hengs Story. For those who don't know Sen Heng, so actually we are the largest consumer electronic chain store operates in Malaysia. The company was established in 1989 by the Lim's brothers. So they started with the humblest beginning as a small consumer electronic shops in Pandan Jaya with an initial stock worth only 30,000 ringgit Malaysia. Through the leadership of the Lim brothers with progressive, forward-thinking, innovative touches, and ability to recognize and respond to key business trends, we, Sen Heng, have made it to the #1 in the Malaysia consumer electronic retail industry today. Since the inception in 1989, Sen Heng has grown by leaps and bounds, become a household name with over 100 shops scattered across the Malaysia. During these 30 years, there's up and down in the business, but the leaders are able to cater the issue and respond by implementing several of transformation into the business. So here comes the transformation journey. So in Sen Heng, we have been through 6 transformations. Started in year 2000, we developed the chain store concept, where we started to standardize our operation process, included our company corporate identity system, which is the store design, product display, signage design, even the staff uniform that you see I'm wearing right now, and also the color and scheme. In year 2002, we're risking by introduce the fixed price policy. This is the dare move by the Lim brothers, where that in the previous time, mostly our business are involved with price bargaining, despite the first month that we recorded 35% of drop in the sales. But the overall result proven that this is the right move. Together with the launch of our +1 loyalty program, we recorded positive sales growth for a continuous 11 years after the first month. Next, the dual brand strategy initiated in year 2003 was developed to develop different brands that we can target different customer group, such as younger customer group. So SenQ was introduced and can be found in the shopping mall only. And then in year 2004, we adapted BI solutions. The leaders want the managers to make decisions based on numbers and report. This is also the transition of computerization to digitalizations. In year 2015, with the growth of e-commerce and technology, we started to embark to digitalization journey. We introduced many automation in the business solution, at the same time also initiated our paperless program. So all the invoice and receipt that we turn it into digital format, then that our customer can only locate it in our Sen Heng app. So come to the recent transformation. We have, in year 2007, that we apply seamless business models. This seamless business model is actually the new retail concept introduced by Alibaba founder Jack Ma. And then also that this time we started to use Magento as our e-commerce solutions. I will be elaborate more on this seamless business model next. So what is seamless? Seamless concept for Sen Heng that is actually a cross-channel business models that are designed to align in-store, online, and mobile shopping activity with the objective of offering customer the choice where, when, and how to shop, ultimately to improve customer experience. Developing a seamless customer experience is challenging, but it's also where the biggest opportunity lies. Companies with the strongest seamless customer engagement strategy retain an average of 89% of their customers. So at Sen Heng, with the fundamental established in 2017 year 2017, we are ready to sharpen our skill and know how to develop. So what to do, what not to do to bring the seamless to next level, realizing its full potentials. In order to put seamless retail to work, begin with the developing the back-end capability. There's actually 9 core components that we crafted. So which is the product? The first one, the product. Second, price, and then followed by inventory, logistic, payment, repair and service, loyalty, promotion, and lastly is benefits. These 9 elements that represent the distinct or segment of the business model. So let us look into the first element, product. So for product, our direction is to have a standardized product strategy across channels. In terms of key strategy, it most centered around enhancement on e-commerce channels. Some of these included strengthening of e-commerce long-tail strategy, where we strive to be the one of the leading website with comprehensive range of consumer electronic appliances. Then second is to enhance the company website shop-in-shop strategy with 30 to 40 shop-in-shop brands features. Objective is to have strongest SKU and brand presence to drive traffic. And then we also got e-product list where supplier can update their product info instantly. Other functions included the ability to generate auto model code, e-catalog to auto process the catalog library. And then another enhancement is actually the presentation of product details, where product descriptions are presented in comprehensive, relevant, easy to read format. And then all of these things followed by our seamless day campaign that we specially craft out for this model. And then with the support from suppliers that we're able to secure special models for our seamless day campaign. So next element is actually pricing. Again, here we are looking at standardized pricing strategy across the channels. While for pricing, another important aspect is actually the competitive pricing. Our strategy is that we must ensure our member price standard, whether it's in our Sen Heng offline store, or our online channel, or the various marketplaces. Internally, our buyer, when it comes to price setting, will utilize the online market service solutions that we build so that they will know that their price competitive ranking, so that they ensure that all the price they update is competitive, competitive. And then externally, that for the convenience of end user, we'll have the price comparison features in our Sen Heng app for them to do a simple price comparison for quick decision making. The third element for a seamless business model is inventory. The direction is to have an integrated inventory management system where inventory status will be shared across channels with the objective of optimum order fulfillment. Here, what we will do to achieve the direction above is actually, first, we automate the stock replenish at our central distribution center. And then all our logistics to maintain a very minimal inventory based on the central distribution management. And then that our online order all will be fulfilled by the regional warehouse. Followed by logistic, delivery enhancements is the key strength to facilitate the optimum order fulfillment. In terms of strategy, a key milestone will be the central distribution management that I mentioned just now. We call it CDM. CDM is a total supply chains management solution. With centralized supply, this is able to reduce the burden of inventory holding, achieving 100% of order fulfillment delivery. And then all our delivery are supported by 11 logistic with a tracking platform built to facilitate the tracking process. Regional delivery management, also that regional delivery management is supported by different regional logistic, such as online order delivery and pickup at West Malaysia is supported by our central warehouse, while our East Malaysia delivery and also pickup supported by East Malaysia warehouse. Our target is to achieve 95% of fulfillment within 48 hours for online orders. And then here that we also have a new order management system that we created with automation so that it can fulfill the online channels needed. Come to payments. So this is what we do. The direction is to offer multiple payment options offering customer convenience. With the target to achieve higher conversion rate, our strategy is actually the focus on e-commerce channels by offering more bank options with installment, credit card payment, and point redemption. This is for customers to enjoy the same payment option like Aeon Credit Service, the easy payment scheme. A new payment move will be launched. There's also online banking or walk-in cash payment at our Sen Heng outlet during when we're launching these elements. So for repair and service, enhancement on repair and service elements is essential to facilitate after-sales customer service experience. On action plan, actually that is the development of Sen Heng Service Portal, which is synced to our Sen Heng app for users to easy to track their progress and also the service requests. And then we also created one new product called Quick Chat, the system that applied the Uber concept where a user can make any inquiry anywhere, anytime, and the nearest shop manager will attend to the inquiry. Come to loyalty program. This is another important element for us. The direction is to standardize the +1 member benefit across channels to promote consistency and further strengthen customer loyalty. Some of the many actions that we have in place are actually member recruitment through our marketplaces, like we launched +1 Lazada, and then it's actually a collaboration with Lazada. And then we also simplify our sign-up process to make the registration become easy. Customers just need to provide 3 identifications info so that the subsequent data that will be followed up by our customer requisition team. And then we also enable big data so that we can target and personalize the marketing strategy. And then on the other hand, that Sen Heng app add-on is functionality. Member can check their benefits, their members detail, their e-receipt that I mentioned, the invoice and also receipt, and also many important info from Sen Heng app. And then we also launched our +1 Gold member card. So it's an exclusive benefits, added benefits that we rewards to our customer. So number 8, come to the elements of promotion. Our direction is to have integrate marketing communication with standardized promo mechanics with same benefits and entitlements across all the channels. So customer can enjoy the same contest, same type of gift and other benefits. Under action plan, some of the standardized effort related to member benefits will be our online members to enjoy interest-free payment scheme using their credit card or easy payment scheme using the Aeon credit service. Also for online customer to enjoy point and also cash redemption program. And then we also want to drive more cross-channel activity so that we can drive more traffic from various channels to our channel. Lastly, last but not least, and then this is regarding to sales partner benefit. The idea here is to implement a sales partner commission sharing scheme across channels for transaction that involve a lead to purchase from online to offline and vice versa. This is overall to promote a consistent delivery of service to customer. So we aim to move our store pickup facility to 30% of ratio. So share commission become one of the success factors to deliver better customer experience. So come to next transformation. Actually, this year, we also started to plan what could be our next transformation. Since we have a huge member database that we actually wanted to integrate business ecosystem, where we want to offer our members various of service that not only on consumer electronics, but at the same time that our member can enjoy benefit from different categories. I'm not going to share more on this at the moment because this is a new transformation in plan. But to achieve this transformation, there's one of the technology we need to adapt, which is microservice architecture. Dr. Phua will be sharing more about this microservice architecture technology. Over to you, Phua.
Thank you, Raymond. So good afternoon, everyone. Now I will share the story of Sen Heng's journey into microservice architecture. So for microservice architecture, actually it's more to it's a technical development methodology, but actually the same principle could be applied in how we plan our business and our system development as well. So next slide, please, Raymond. Okay, before I start talking about our microservice architecture, I would like to explain why there's a need for Sen Heng to go towards this microservice architecture. Because currently we are still depending on many different monolithic systems, especially our ERP system. So this monolithic system, they are actually creating a few pain points for Sen Heng as a retail company to go fully digital. The first problem we are having is we need to save the same data in many different places. So for example, as a traditional retail business, most of our members or customers, their data is stored inside our ERP system. But if we're going to build a e-commerce website, we also need to move the members' data into the Magento database as well. So the process of copying the same sets of data into many places will also is creating a huge risk, and also make us will become very how to say, it will be increasingly harder for us to maintain the data integrity and accuracy. Then I want to talk about our ERP system as well. It is actually a 20 years old in-house customized system. So this ERP system is too old to the point that it cannot even support an API connection. So we are actually relying on file updates using FTP. So there are many weaknesses in using the FTP approach. We need to build a lot of middleware in order for the ERP system to connect with our other system. So not to mention FTP, they cannot support like something like a response data. They also cannot do a trigger by certain events. So most of the time, we don't actually know if all of our data is or all of our requests are being completed. Also, due to the use of FTP, our data need to travel across different middleware before reaching the front end, or the other way around. So this creates a data delay in many different circumstances, and it actually limits the functionality we can provide in our front-end applications or website. For example, right now we still unable to do membership renewal on our website because there's a time needed for the renewal order to travel from the Magento ordering system until the ERP. It might take maybe up to 2 hours or even more based on the FTP cron job and how the FTP server is behaving. So this will actually create an issue where like our customer, they already renew their membership on our website, but when they walk into the offline store, actually it's not reflected yet, it's still expired. So this is the things that we still working on. Then same also goes for rewards redemption. The risk of over-redemption or duplicated redemption might happen if the data is not updated in real time. Besides that, we also need to build similar function on many different front-end channels. For example, we do have a mobile POS system for our offline store, and this mobile POS system have their own catalog. On the other hand, on our online Magento website, we also have another set of product listing function or product listing page like category and brand and search. So there are two functionality in two different systems, but they both serve the same purpose. It's the same for payment as well. Our payment on the Magento is not compatible with our payment on our telemarketing apps. So they need to build, our developer need to build a separate checkout system with different flow in order to achieve the same purpose, which is allow the customer to make payment. So the last pain point we have is the content discrepancy, where the content of the different front end is actually managed by different back end. So our internal team, normally when they want to manage the banners or create some pages, they need to log in different systems to update the content. This is actually quite time consuming, and also sometimes has a higher chance of human error, or sometimes they forget to update some content. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now I'll show to you a little bit of our overview of our Sen Heng's, our front end's architecture. This is just the front end, and don't worry about it might look complicated, but I will just touch a few important points here. So I will start with how the entry point of our customer or the users, whichever the customer, wherever the customer came from, whether they want to access our Magento website or they want to access the application, they always go through the single sign-on module. And then this single sign-on module will handle all the authentication and identity, so there won't be any discrepancy on the customer data. Then we also recently introduced the customer data platform or CDP inside our Microservice architecture as well. This customer data platform is actually a way for us to overcome the limitation of the ERP, because as I said, the customer data from the ERP need to be copied over to the Magento database. But if we access the data directly from the CDP, we don't actually need to maintain the same sets of database inside the Magento anymore. So in addition, the CDP is able to analyze our customers' online behavior and also with our offline transaction data. So with this kind of capability, they actually can pass the front ends, means they can pass some data to the Magento and the application to do some personalized content. And then the CDP is all connected to something called a data lake or data warehouse, which is also our next project to actually to replicate every data from our ERP in real time. So if we do this, again, it's due to the limitation of the ERP only support the FTP. So if we have a real-time data, all the data reflected in the data lake in the real time, we can do some API connection with our others front end. So this data lake will actually become the center of our warehouse. Then it can supply all the transactional data, customer data to all of our front end, including the single sign-on, the Magento, the application, and call center. Then with the combination of data from the CDP and the data lake, we also can perform some of the marketing automation where we can segmentize the customers or the leads and pass them to the marketing channel and to be advertised, such as using Google AdWords or Facebook. Then we also can pass the leads to the telemarketing to call the customer. Okay, next. Okay, now I would like to talk about our new progressive web apps, which we just recently launched our first version back in mid of July, thanks to the hard work of our ICUBE team. So actually, we are still improving the PWA in order to harness all the capability by our different microservices. The key advantage of implementing the microservices architecture into our PWA or the Magento is that we can provide the best features based on the characteristic or the strength of each microservices. So for example, Magento is I would say it's a software which is specialized in e-commerce. So we are actually using Magento backend to provide the data and the functionality for product listing and product search, shopping cart, checkout, payment, content management, and online marketing. Then we also start building our product information management or PIM to centralize the management of product info and attributes and sync them to PWA and marketplaces like Lazada and Shopee. Then our ERP are supplying price and inventory information as well as both online and offline order information. For the single sign-on, like what I mentioned, it will handle the identity management and authentication. For CDP, it will handle the memberships and rewards info and provide some analysis to our front-end channel. I would also like to talk about the net promotion score system, which is actually a system to collect customer review from our offline store. So whenever a customer make purchase on the offline store, actually we will try to ask them to give some review on the experience and also the products. So before the pandemics, the offline retail sales in Malaysia is actually a lot more than online, like 80 to 20. So we should leverage the review from our offline customer and display it on the front end. The last one is our logistic or last mile system, which will provide the latest order tracking system, be it offline or online order, they will both able to be tracked on the PWA. Okay, next. There are a few key challenges or obstacles that I would like to share here. The first challenge is the legacy system as we are having now, which is our 20 years old ERP system. The limitation of not having an API connection is actually making our developers' life very hard. So we had to resort into building a data lake in order to overcome this. But we also have a plan to rebuild each of the core function of our ERP system into different microservices. So we can take out the main function one by one, and eventually we will be able to be free from or get rid of the ERP system. Another challenge is due to the need of manage different vendors. So our Magento is developed by ICUBE. Then our single sign-on is Mini Orange from India. Then our CDP is Appear from Taiwan. So whenever I need to have a meeting to like find everyone together, then it will become like a mini Asia summit because people from different countries talk to each other. Yeah. Oh, forget to mention, we also have Malaysia company to develop our application. So this would have some challenge, like we need to allocate different budgets for the infrastructure and also the development. But we believe that in the long run, actually we can save more because each of the microservices, they only focus on their strength. There's no need for over engineering or over customization for each of the microservices. This will actually reduce the long-term maybe customization or the bugs that we might encounter, and also the loss of sales due to technical problem. The last challenge I would like to share is the data format and our operation flow. For example, our member can log in our application with email, phone number, or their identity card number, but in the Magento system, it only supports email. So in our CDP and in our Magento and SSO system, we need to create a unique identifier. And then for the operation flow, it's the same. Our offline employee, they used to key in the members' data into the ERP, but our PRWA and our apps is also recruiting the member. So their data key in on different front ends. So we actually need to have the data lake and the CDP to actually mix the data can exchange in a real time, so there won't be any discrepancy. Okay, next. Okay. This is my last topic of the day. So I would like to share about what is the future of the Sen Heng digital ecosystem. So first of all, as we are going into our own ecosystem, of course, we want to build more social activities like live streaming and gamification. So fortunately, with the microservice architecture, we can easily integrate different SaaS in the markets. Then we also would like to start selling virtual products like mobile prepaid, reload, game credit, and software licenses. Another target we wish to achieve is also standardize the online and offline promotion, but we also need to address some of the difference or different in nature between online and offline sales as well, such as something like flash sales, which only happen for a few hours, might not be suitable for offline. Then we also hope our new CDP able to provide the user experience preference data on what is the interest to our PWA and application, so we can generate more personalized content and recommendation. And lastly, with the emergence of 5G and IoT, Sen Heng as a consumer electronics store, we're actually looking into integrating smartphone functionality in our application as well, so we can further increase our customer stickiness. Okay, that's all about my sharing. And I do believe the microservice architecture is the key for Sen Heng to move forwards into building our own digital ecosystem. So thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you so much, Raymond and Dr. Phua. That's a lot of information and really good though. Just amazing. I mean, well, I think we have, let's give one question chance to the audience, see if they have any question and answer. But I do have one question though for you guys. With a company like Sen Heng, like this big, right? I mean, where do you start? I mean, when you do this whole digital, journey, right? I mean, how do you start? I mean,
oh, you want to take this?
maybe Raymond.
Can. Actually, it's a good thing that Sen Heng have leaders that when he says some things that we all listen. So our boss, Mr. Lim, Kesh Lim, is a person that tap into digital things, and he very fast adopting all the business trends. And then when he sees something new that he want to implement, then we all together that we follow his direction. So it's very important that he always told us these things, that some things that he want to implement, he must successfully convince the employee first. Only employee agrees with that, then that we together we go with the directions. So convince your employee to change something that I think that we start with these phases normally.
That's really good. Yeah, I think that's really the key. I mean, having buy-in of everyone into this digital journey. I think that's definitely a must-have. I mean, especially with the size of the company like you guys. This is one coming from the audience. I'm not sure what does it mean, but maybe you guys know. Do you think that NFT will also get its own portion in the future?
Sorry, I don't get what is an NFT.
Yeah, maybe Marcos, from the audience can explain a little bit more about what do you mean by NFT. Let's wait just a second on that. Let's see if we can get some clarify. If not, I will ask him probably reaching out to you directly as we kind of time a little bit more than 2 o'clock now. Let's just take a look. Oh, non-fungible token.
Oh, I think this one is related to blockchain technology, right?
Do you think it's something that you guys have in your roadmap? Probably not.
Yeah, not at the
moment.
I
think not at the moment, but we'll study it. We learn something also. Means.
We'll definitely take a look on that. Thank you, Marcos. We'll make sure we will study on that one. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Phua and Raymond. Really, thank you for your time spending with us. I'll see you soon. Hopefully, we can travel soon and I can visit you guys. Yep. Take care.
Thank you, Mr.
Bye-bye.
Bye.